Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another glorious siege battle on Total War Rome 2. I highly recommend you get some snacks and drinks, sit somewhere comfortable, because this is a 4 vs 4 siege battle at the glorious city of Athens. The battle is almost an hour long, so you are going to see quite the struggle. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. This was a very intense, very close battle, and there's just so much. It's like such a grand battle. What I'm really excited about this is to be able to see this fight over here, because I am leading Parthia, and I am near my ally, who is Brunswick. He is leading Lusitania, one of the Iberian factions. We're so focused on fighting Rome that I barely got to see like what's going on over here. So it's really exciting to see how they fight this and what happens over here, because it's like that's the great thing about replays, is going back, seeing a battle and seeing things that you didn't see the first time. So I'm really excited about that. So let's go ahead and show you the factions and get this battle underway. So like I said, I am going as Parthia, which is not a strong faction in siege environments because they're more of a cav focus, very fast moving. So they're, you know, they're decent. And then, of course, like I said, Brunswick leading Lusitania, which is a pretty solid force. They've got really good javies and infantry. Over here, we actually have really solid forces for defending. We have Macedonia, which is commanded by T-Rex with the shotgun. Big shout out to him. He always shows up to my streams. I really, really appreciate that. By the way, guys, I stream on Facebook. There's a link to my Facebook page in the video description. Now, we have Nico. Again, he's still very new to Total War, but he's kicking ass, and that's what I like about it. Well, that's what I like about him. He's a fast learner, you know? So he is leading Swabi, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's another like Germanic barbarian faction. Really great berserkers, which he's bringing here to the battlefield. It's awesome. So over here, let's look at our opponents. We got some pretty fierce opponents. This is a faction I've never seen before. They're part of the Desert Kingdoms DLC, probably the least favorite DLC, but it's Nabatea. So yeah, pretty cool. The Nabateans are here to attack Athens. It's a far-fetched scenario, but whatever. Then we have Glacia, commanded, oh, I forgot the names of the attackers, but Glacia is on the march, another barbarian faction, very good infantry. Barbarian factions are very solid in terms of like infantry and how much damage they can deal. Now, of course, we probably have the strongest faction in the entire game. We have two of them, two Roman factions out ready to harass and take this city. So let's go ahead and press play, guys, and let's just dive right into this strategy. So right away, me and Brunswick, this is like our go-to thing. We're gonna send out some cav, try to harass the enemy. But looking at it, he has it well protected. There's no like glaring, undefended, vulnerable units. He does have some archers over here, but he's got some cav that can quickly get into position and protect his archers. So being able to attack is going to be very difficult with this cav. But we're certainly going to try, and we're going to be patient here and try to find an opportunity. Now, the battle actually begins over here first. Nabatea, what do they pronounce? Nabatea? They are actually pushing really hard with their siege equipment, which is not a terrible idea, just as long as his ally Glacia pushes forward and supports him in this struggle. So what does he have here? Let's see. He's got Nabatean Axe Warriors. Let's see, some Desert Levy, not going to be great there, but hey, you're sending up bodies. He's got some swordsmen, so he's got a good mix of different units. I'm curious to see, I bet the axes probably have more, what, AP damage, I assume? But yeah, I'm really curious to see these guys in action. Hear them cheering. That's awesome. So yeah, they're trying to inch their way forward. Sometimes siege towers do this. I don't know why. I've experienced it too, where they inch forward, stop, and then inch forward. So that kind of sucks. Also, I never noticed this either, but there's a ballista crew on top of the siege tower, which actually does a lot of damage. I've seen it get some good kills. But T-Rex with a shotgun, moving up his militia hoplites, which aren't very good, but they should able to hold for a little bit on this wall, especially with the archer support from the arrow towers. So the siege tower's in position. We've got artillery firing into the wall here from Glacia. They're trying to, I assume, take down this wall. It's at 96%. But T-Rex, who's leading Macadon, is well prepared for it. He's got hoplites and foot companions ready to brace, ready to face the enemy. And there we go, guys. Though it was the boulder. Wow, that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. It was the boulder that hit the tower and then ricocheted and then hit the wall, and it destroyed both the tower and the wall. That was really good. But here's the problem, guys. This is a mistake. This is a very easy mistake to make. Never make a breach point near these small buildings. It's really stupid, but in Rome 2, you cannot go through these buildings with your infantry, so this wall is pretty much useless. They can't get through it. So he wasted a lot of ammo trying to bring down a breach point and not able to, you know, send troops through that way. So here we go. The first wave here from Nabatea, scaling the walls, using these great axes, which it looks like they're doing a pretty solid job of cutting down the militia hoplites. Again, these are militia troops, so it's not really that surprising. But let's see if he sends up more troops. Oh, looks like, let's see. Nope, just one unit of militia hoplites. Now is probably the time to start using archers, oh, perfect. Yep, he's doing it right there. This is the go-to strategy, especially with stone walls. When they're fighting on these walls, you fire at their flank and you try to kill them as you hold them back with less troops. That is the go-to strategy with defending these walls. And that's why I'm always stunned when people don't try to defend the outer walls of their base, because they're missing a great opportunity of slicing down, of picking off these attackers from afar with their archers. And look at that. Oh, some juicy hits right there. Love it. It's a really good defense right there. And now we've got forces charging over at Swaby. The Berserkers. So Nico using his Berserkers right away on the walls, which I think is a good idea, because Berserkers, you lose control of them. They go, well, berserk, you know? So having them on the walls keeps them constantly close to the enemy and just constantly killing them. So I think that was a good use of the Berserkers. It's better to have them go berserk on the walls than in the city or outside the city. So I really like that tactic there, and we got even more siege towers and even a ram pushing forward, trying to push over here. So let's see what else is going on. So you notice that our cav is just going back in. We didn't find an opportunity to charge the Romans here. He is well prepared. He was ready for it. He was ready for it. So good on him for being prepared and looking out for the aggressive defender tactics, you know? But yeah, the siege towers are finally pushing forward. It doesn't look like he's got any kind of support for these siege towers. No archers, no artillery, anything like that. But it looks like most of their concentrated forces are going to be on this wall right here. So what we're doing now is we're actually sending over our cav. I've got some Eastern Cataphracts, really deadly cav. Not the deadliest for Parthia, but deadly compared to most cavs. So deadly, relatively speaking. So I think we're going to try to charge and try to slow down some of these arrow towers, because he has nothing protecting them, like no cav or anything. Now, I do want to note, guys, and I want to man up to this mistake, because I feel really bad about it. The rules for this was max 4 skirmishers. Skirmishers in general, whether it be archers, javies, horse archers. I accidentally broke that rule. I wasn't even thinking about it. I brought 4 archers, and I brought elephants, which have archer ability, and my general is a horse archer. So I'm really sorry to the opponents. I really hope it doesn't take away from this battle replay. I don't want to come up with excuses, but to be fair, Parthia, their infantry is so lackluster compared to Romans that it kind of balances it out. But nonetheless, I unintentionally cheated, and I'm really sorry about that. Anyways, I'm charging in my cav. They completely missed the target I was going for. Look at this. Terrible charge there. But again, it will slow down the siege towers. And that's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get my cav activated here, trying to get them to charge in. Their backs are turned to me over here, so I'm going to go for another charge. Boom. So, yeah, we're just doing as much damage to the Romans before they get to the walls, because, you know, Romans are really good at killing people. So we want to try to kill as many before they get in close combat with our troops. And that was really the plan there. But I didn't really see too many opportunities. Brunswick also going in for some cav charges. But we noticed that they are starting to mobilize troops to support. You can see their cav coming in. Again, very good on the Romans, maneuvering their cav, protecting their army. And we're going to have to full-on retreat back into the city. God, I love sallying out. I just love it. It's so great. Let's go back over here to this fight because it is still getting intense. Once again, the Macedonians are taking on a full-on force. One unit of militia holding back some naked swords, Galatian legionaries. So some pretty good units here, and this kind of worked against them, which is, oh, look at the archer fire. See this? Oof. That's tough. That's a good maneuver. I want to call that out there. That's a really good move by, he's got some mercenary Syrian archers. So that's really good because he's softening up this choke point. These hoplites who are so focused on protecting this front that their side is exposed to the archer fire. So he's losing a lot of hoplites to enemy fire. I mean, he's down to half his unit. Look at this guy. Oh, he's got hit like multiple times. He's trying to get up. That or he's doing push-ups, but I'm pretty sure he's trying to get up. But dude, just, oh God, an entire unit gone because of these Syrian archers. Really, really deadly force there. But yeah, this was kind of a disadvantage for the attackers. Not only can they charge through it, but they also can't go this way to go through the stairs here. So that's going to be a big loss for the attackers. Over here, it looks like they've been holding back Nabatea. I can never get the name right. Yeah, but they're holding them back pretty well. Oh, we also have some Hex Bearers, which is a female unit joining the battle. So, yeah, what are they taking on? The Nabatean Axe Warriors. So, a pretty intense fight. Again, they got to get their archer support over there, which I think they are. Either these guys might be out of ammo, though. I think they've been fine. Or he's just holding ammo. See, that's another thing about defending, guys. Be very selective with your targets, with your archers. Don't leave your archers on fire at will, because you want them to, you know, go after important targets. But here we go. The Romans have finally breached the walls, or scaling the walls, I should say, and putting some pressure on my ally Brunswick. I think they're also pushing over this way as well. Yes, they are. And I'm desperately trying to get my men on the walls here. Unfortunately, Rome 2 pathfinding is buggy as hell. So it's hard to do stuff quickly. When I saw the Romans coming, I was like, oh crap, I need to get some troops on the walls to hold them in place while my, you know, archers do some firing. But look at this. Look at this. They just take forever to get up these stairs. Like, what are they doing? I kind of get now in Warhammer, they just automatically go up to the walls. You know, I don't really like it, but I get why they did that in Warhammer, where you can go up to the walls at any place on the wall instead of having select places. But I just wish they could fix the pathfinding. That's it. Like, just fix it. Walls can be really buggy. Siege equipment can be really buggy. And it can be really frustrating because it could be between victory and defeat, some of these bugs. And that's kind of frustrating. And I think, yeah, I think he's having a hard time getting his siege equipment on here. It just really sucks. But yeah, my archers are now firing down at these Principes. And I've got my Parthian swordsmen holding the line with the support of the arrow tower up here. So I'm now moving some Persian hoplites, it looks like, to the gate. So my archers over here, my archers are the Parthian foot archers. They're not the most expensive archer unit, but I think for defense, they're the best archer because they actually do more damage than the better archer unit, which is like the elite Parthian archer. They actually do more damage. They just have less morale. But I'd rather have more damage than morale when your archer's in a settlement. That way, you know, if they are under danger, you can easily retreat them behind the walls or whatever. So these guys seem to be the better choice in my opinion. So there we go. I finally get this unit entirely up here. The Romans now pushing in. Let's see, what do they got now? Legionaries onto the walls. They're going to go in and support these Romans over here who have been hit hard by the archer fire. Back over here, Lusitania, that's it. I'm sorry, guys. You know, I don't play Rome 2 very much. I'm changing that, but I still got to get familiar with the faction names. Lusitania, putting up a good fight with his, I think these are like elite, no, veterans shield warriors against his principes, or principes. Another very intense fight over here as well. Brunswick holding the line. Now we actually have a pretty good maneuver here by Galatia, who is using this wall. I think he sent like 2 siege towers at randomly on this wall, and they're now pushing, and we kind of had to scramble troops over here to prepare for this. He's got a nice veteran shield warriors with great javelin capabilities, so they're just really opening fire in the flanks of these spears here. Now they are just spears, so they're not going to accomplish much against these veteran shield warriors, so we're not too worried about this. But it was a good maneuver by Galatia because we didn't expect it, and we kind of had to scramble because of it. So like we had to take units away from this fight to support this fight over here. Even though these aren't super threatening units, we still have to take care of it. So nice fight there. The Romans, you know, they're struggling right now, but that's kind of that's just the reality of siege battles. You're gonna struggle to take the wall. It's just, that's how it is. But just because the Romans are losing troops here and there doesn't mean they're losing this battle. And I mean, look at the reserves. I mean, look at this. They've got plenty of troops that they can send in still. They're just, you know, they're just getting their toes wet, sending in a couple units. And in my mentality is to try to push as many troops as possible, but that might not be a great idea, because if you have 4 or 5 units on this wall and your archers are firing at the wall, like the enemy archers, you're gonna lose a lot of troops. So it's probably not a terrible idea that he's just sending enough to take on these soldiers. That way he doesn't take as many casualties to archer fire. So let's actually go back to the other side here, because it has been a while. Swabia, or Swabby, still putting up a good fight with his berserkers. Nico leading his berserkers here against these axe warriors of Nabatea, doing a great job. And I mean, just look at the struggle here so far. I know I just said like I'm excited to watch this part of the battle, but I haven't really been watching it as much as I would like. Let's see, what else do we have here? Armored desert hoplites, very interesting. Oh, and that archer fire. So yeah, I mean, this was a pretty good fight over here. Like, this is a juicy fight. I like, when I was playing this live, I honestly did not get to see much of this fight. I would look over for a couple seconds. Over here, it looks like Galatia has actually made some progress here in taking this area. They secured the area, and now Macadon is having to retreat. He's got some shield bearers over here ready to hold this choke point. I think he also has some archers to support them. He also has some troops over this way as well, because you can go around. This is kind of cool. I like this little mound here, but you can go around and attack. It's too bad that this mound doesn't connect to the wall. That would be really interesting to have like a little pathway to the wall, like a bridge that you could use. I think it would be great for the defenders and attackers, but you know, hopefully they create more interesting maps for Three Kingdoms. I'm hoping for the best there. But yeah, they're not giving up on this spot. Galatian legionaries now coming into the fight, which are actually very good. So yeah, they're not giving up, and they're going to keep putting pressure, which is not a bad idea, because look at all the troops we have here committing to this fight instead of the fight against the Romans. Which, I mean, guys, Romans are tough, and we need 100% attention over here. I mean, I am starting to run out of troops. I'm running out of ammo, and they still have tons of reserves. There's also a little fight going on over here. Got some Parthian swords taking on some legionaries who are actually breaking. So he did use... Oh, they stuck right there? They're like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to join the battle. How about that? I'm just going to pretend my foot is stuck on... I'm like, Commander, General, I couldn't get in. My foot was stuck on the ladder, okay? Now, can we go home? But yeah, the siege tower dropped off. It was just a smart move. I kind of wish I think it would have been a good move to send more troops over here, because we're so focused on this front wall that having 2 or 3 Romans would really divide up my forces. Now, I do have a couple hoplites in the back. These are mercenary hoplites, which I'm just using in reserve here. You know, you know, I don't want to use them, but if I have to, I will. Got to keep the mercenaries happy, you know. But yeah, the Romans pushing through more and more troops. We got another siege tower. Look at this. Now the Romans are given all cylinders are running now. The Romans are fully pushing in on this wall. Let's go over to the other side though. Let's see how this is progressing. I'm getting this weird stutter, guys, in this game. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like there's a weird stutter where every like 5 minutes it freezes for like a second. I don't know if you guys been noticing that. It's really frustrating, but I wonder if it's my recording software or something. I don't know if anyone else has encountered that, but I'll certainly try to improve that so it doesn't happen in future battles. But the Berserkers, man, they deserve some beverage. I don't know what they're drinking. Mead. They're not drinking mead. They could be drinking mead. I don't know. They need some wine. Oh! Really good flanking fire on the Berserkers. The swordsmen, that's a great move right there by these swordsmen, using their javies and crushing the backs of these Berserkers. That was a really good volley right there. And, you know, because of that volley, the Berserkers are breaking, but so are the units that made them break. The archer fire from these walls are just too much. We got more Berserkers over here holding the line, but again, they're down to 41. Originally had 80, so they're about half strength. They still have some reserves back here, the attackers. They still have some troops. The balance of power is still pretty even, guys. In fact, it's in favor, I would say, in the attackers. Galatia doing the smart move here, posting up some archers on the walls, moving up his troops, and Macadon has given up the walls, but you know, he put up a good fight. There was even a decent fight over here. Look at this. It's too bad we missed that. It looks like there's a lot of naked swords here, some cav, very intense. It's hard to cover everything in a 4v4, and I do apologize about that. I'm trying to give you the most epic parts of the fight, but there's a lot of epic parts, so I guess it's hard to get it all. But I definitely think Galatia here should send troops to support his ally. These archers, same here. These archers need to move up and start putting a lot of firepower down on Swaby and Macadon. But here we go. The next wave assault. These forces are pushing up. Real quick before they go in, let's see what's going on here. It looks like we're pretty much victorious on this flank. The Romans, oh man, the Romans have pushed down to into the inner city, and now I'm holding them back with some depleted unit of Parthian swordsmen. So it looks like the Romans are starting to take this wall, and it's becoming a situation that's getting a little out of hand. So, oh, nice. Okay, so Galatia's going to take it slow and steady here, using mercenary Syrian Archers, which we saw earlier crush some hoplites. Now, it's going to be harder to kill some of these guys because they are looking straight. You know, the hoplites are looking right at the archers, so their shields are in the right direction. But I think they're mostly going after the archers. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, this guy, not even phased. Look at him. He's like, you know what? I like it. I like this, okay? Arrow, massive arrow in his shoulder. Yeah, wow. He didn't even flinch, man. He is a hero among men. So yeah, the archers just clean up. The Syrian archers, man, they are deadly. They're very deadly. Oh, Macedon might be going around with the flank. But Galatia is prepared for it. They're moving their spears over here, the noblemen. And we're going to go ahead and head back over to this fight with the Romans, where things are getting very difficult. And at this point, I was occasionally looking over to the other fight to make sure that our other allies, Swaby and Macadon, that they were doing well, because I was really worried that I was going to lose this fight. I was extremely worried. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. Oh, here comes a nice cav charge. I'm so glad I didn't miss that. So the Romans who pushed through down here, they were open. Their rear was exposed, and I went for it. Weird choice of words, but my Eastern cataphracts went in for the charge there, and that is going to pretty much break the legionary cohort, which is a solid unit. And then I've got my Eastern hoplites or Persian hoplites, excuse me, kind of fighting them. I'm going to go for another charge here with some Parthian swordsmen. Oh, that big tree kind of protected my men. Oh, archer fire coming down now. Oh, that's right. More Syrian freaking archers, man. They are tough. They are a tough unit. Very tough. My Parthian swordsman getting hit hard by archer fire. Let's go back over to this fight. Oh, they've committed, guys. Macadon is reclaiming what is his. He's going to fight for the walls. He didn't want them. That's a good move because the archers were giving him hell, and I bet he was sick of it. So he's like, you know what? I'm sending in my troops. I'm done getting shot at. Let's bring the fight to them instead of them sitting back and, you know, picking off my defenders. So very good fight there. Very good fight. Now he does have his archers up on the walls. So that's a smart move. But it's still going to be pretty tough for them to get some kills. Maybe go for the cav because they're kind of out in the open. But the cav's trying to get behind them, I think. But yeah, the archers have a pretty solid, you know, position there. Swaby and Nabatea still fighting the good fight. The archers are now in position. Are they firing though? Yes, they are firing. They look pretty cool. I love the they got like the cloth over their face. Just firing. It seems like they're focusing their units on the ammo fire, the archer fire on the berserkers. But what I would do, it's tough. But I would try to get these archers on the walls. Probably maybe like this wall right here. And then get them in a good position like these archers over here on this side. Okay, so let's see what's going on over here. We actually have some... Oh! that's right. Okay. So we had some interesting things happen here. We had the Galatian general. He's right here. He was sitting right in front of the gate because he was trying to burn it down. So I charged out. They're dead now. But I charged out my Persian hoplites. And they scared off the general, but they wouldn't go back in the gate because they captured the gate. It's neutral right now, so it's kind of stupid. But I couldn't open up the gate, so my Persian hoplites were stuck out here. So I just decided to charge them into these archers because these archers have been giving us hell at this point of the battle. They've been killing a ton of our skirmishers, which has been a real pain, guys. Most of my skirmishers, they've used up a lot of their ammo. I think these guys still have some decent ammo, but most of my archers are out. Look at this. I mean, the walls are pretty much taken by the Romans. Pretty much taken by the Romans. Oh, that archer fire, though. Is that from me? Who's that from? Oh, yeah, it's from my archers. Right over the buildings. Oh, that's nasty. Woo! That is nasty. But this wall was actually really close to coming down. It's like a 99%, but it's not going to happen. Look at all the dead soldiers up here. A carpet of death. My God. Over here, it looks like things have calmed down. There's no more fighting over here, which is good. And it seems like our allies are going to take this one. The biggest issue here is they need to quickly get their troops over to us because the Romans were struggling against these Romans. Seems like our allies are doing much better compared to us. They've got a nice little V shape here of spears surrounding the noble swordsman of Nabatea. He's got some spears up here protecting the walls. Now we have archers charging up to the walls. I don't know if they're out of ammo or he's just, you know, taking a gamble, hoping that Swaby wouldn't notice and that they would get their archers up here and fire down. But it's going to be tough for these archers having to fight these spearmen. So yeah, the battle over here, it looks like it's going decently well. But we're only halfway through the battle replay, guys. There's still a lot to go. And at this point, we're kind of freaking out here. We're kind of freaking out because we don't really have much for the gate. Now, Brunswick has some, what are they? Lusitanian nobles, which are a really good unit, but he didn't want to use them right away. And he especially didn't want them at a choke point situation. So I'm now having to rush my hoplites over there to quickly protect this gate. Hoplites is like the ultimate, next to pikemen, the ultimate unit to defend a choke point. And there we go. The Romans are starting to clean us up. I've got some hoplites up here. The reason I'm protecting this area is because I don't want them to be able to go down here. And I want my archers to be protected as they continue to support my infantry, which they're about to fire here. Ready? Follow these arrows. Oh, that is so epic. I love it. So good. So good. But yeah. Very, very, very cool. My Parthian swordsmen down to 54 men. They're thinning out, and we're just shooting as many arrows as possible at these Romans. So my hoplites getting into position here. They open the gate, but they're not quite charging in. That's probably not a terrible idea. I usually never like to go for the gate because of the oil. The oil is always just a mass killer, and it's very difficult to capture a gate with sheer numbers. So, but they're actually doing it. See how it's neutral? I think it's because the Romans up here pushing back these soldiers, the veteran shield warriors. I'm now having to send... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Syrian Archers. Oh, what a pleasure to kill these bastards. What a pleasure. These guys have been a pain in our side this entire battle. So I was really happy to see them getting attacked. Now, I think I'm... Oh, that's right. So I noticed right here, Romans are moving archers. He's got... Or they're slingers. They're moving them over to the flank. I really don't want them to come up here because I don't really have anything defending this area. So at this point, I'm now charging out my general, and I'm going to try to trample them down. But if they can get there in time, it's a long distance to go through the gate all the way around here and crush these slingers. But that is on my mind right now. That's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, Romans putting up a good fight. It was really, really intense at this, like during the live battle. We're like, oh, we need more troops over here. Quick, send troops over here. Oh, the Romans are over here. Quick, hurry. It was really, really intense, and the Romans are really pushing our defense back. So over here, it looks like the defenders are victorious. We got a nice little general ability there. So all they really have to kill is archers, and it seems like they've got this one. So I think what's happening here is that Macadon is now moving over his reinforcements. He's walking them. That's perfectly fine. We probably have time for that, to walk them to... walk them to this side of the battle. We had some traps over here, and we kind of forgot, and that's why there's a bunch of dead cav. So yeah, that's always fun. I usually never use traps because you always forget about them, and then they work against you. So there goes the slingers. I think they're trying to get on the siege tower. Either they're glitching out or something, but you know, I show no mercy in battle, so I'm terrible. I'm going to go ahead and move up the noble horse archers, my general. It's a risky thing to move my general up, but I always love to sally out and harass the attackers. It's just so much fun, and you can really save a lot of lives by doing it, by killing archers and skirmishers and whatnot. Here we go. Let's go ahead and join the fun here. We're going to be part of the unit. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, unfortunately, they're firing their bows. I feel bad for it, guys. I really do. So here we go. They're going to charge. Come on. This is like the most pathetic charge in the history of charges. Jesus. Get in there. There we go. Damn you, slingers. So yeah, my general's killing these slingers, which is great. And the Romans have finally noticed that my cav is outside the city, and it's my general. So he's going to go full speed here and try to crush my general. Go ahead and join their unit here. See what they see. It's pretty cool. Very cinematic. So they're going to try to run and outrun my cav. My cav's pretty exhausted at this point. They traveled a pretty great distance. They're tired. But look at, they're closing ground. Look at that. And it's going to be close. And I was getting really worried about it, so I'm sending my elephants now. I'm sending my elephants to support them over there. All right, so we're still holding at the gate. The Syrian Archer push did not pay off. This is kind of a cool scene right here, seeing the defenders and the Romans at the gate looking at each other, probably exchanging words. It's like the Romans calling everyone barbarians. Lusitania, excuse me, Lusitania, fighting the good fight on these walls. So he sent up, I think this is his nobles. Oh no, it's his veteran shield warriors. Very solid infantry. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're good as the veteran legionaries. I doubt it, but they're still going to put up a good fight, and they're going to continue to hold this wall. And my poor Parthian swordsmen down to 19 men. They're just exhausted. I really need to let them rest. We got more Romans coming up this way. The Syrian Archers. Look at this. Just using everything he has to try to take this city. Charging up these walls, getting to the walls. And there we go. We're breaking the Romans, but at the same time, my ally is breaking. We can't really lose this area because they can charge down and flank behind my hoplites, which would be disaster. So what exactly do they have left here for the attackers? We have some Galatian troops. So we got some swordsmen. We got the general. We also have the general of Nabatea. Sorry, Nabatea. And most of the army is Roman at this point. I would say. But yeah, we've got a little fight going on here. My general, they actually caught up to my general, but the elephants showed up and they're like, nah, not gonna fight that, so we're gonna go back to camp. But yeah, they fall back, and I'm like, okay, leave me alone, please. I'm sorry for killing your slingers. I'm gonna go back inside. So I got my Indian war elephants. They're stomping their way through the gate there. I've got archers kind of defending this area. They're out of ammo. I just left them there just in case they did a little surprise attack here. We've got my hoplites holding this wall here. And I think we're starting to kind of gain control again. You know, things are starting to calm down. The Romans, though, look at this. This is gross. They're throwing their pila at my veteran legionaries. Very gross indeed. I've got archers now holding this flank. Remember this very important flank? I sent up my archers. I mean, that's what it's down to, guys. It's down to archers, okay? Like, we've slaughtered each other. I think both armies are exhausted. They're both depleted. And we're just throwing in archers at this point. I think I have one more unit of hoplites, maybe? No, I've committed everything. I think this is my healthiest unit right here, the mercenary hoplites. Just have a full unit, no deaths, no casualties. The Romans are now using brute force. It's an exploit, but they're pushing through the troops here. It's really frustrating to break through my hoplite formation, but that's okay. My ally here with the veteran Brunswick with the veteran shield warriors pushing up and supporting my hoplites. Got more swordsmen over here as well, and got some veteran shield warriors up here. So all they have to do is sandwich in the last of the Galatian troops. They kind of got these guys surrounded, but I think once these guys charge in, which I think they are on the move. Let's go ahead and see the cinematic view of this. Let's see. Yeah, scale the... get rid of the enemy. I was going to say scale the walls. I'm like, what? No, they're the defenders. Oh! That's fun. How cool would it be to just be one of these soldiers? You know, to be able to click on one of the soldiers and fight, you know, first person or third person. That would be awesome. I kind of wish they had that mechanic in Total War. You know, it probably wouldn't be great because you need to focus on microing, but it would be fun. That's all that matters, right? So yeah, there's this Lusitania nobles. Oh, someone just lost their head. Did you see that? Kind of back there. It was back there in the screen, losing their head. But yeah, they're putting up a good fight. And this gate is a very intense place to fight for. We got about 10 minutes left in the battle replay. We have in terms of balance of power, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. So I think if we just don't do anything stupid, we should win this battle. We should win this battle. We're breaking the Romans over here. It's just that combo. It's also my archer. He's using his bow here, killing the Romans. I'm sorry, other team. I cheated, and I felt really bad. You know, it's just something you don't really think about. You know, you grab the general that has a bow, and you're like, oh, wait, that's a bow unit. Like, oops. My elephant unit, they're just chilling over here. If it makes... Well, I'll save that thought for later. They actually killed my archers here. Romans running across the gate. I'm curious to see where they're going to go. This Parthian guy's like, don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Hold on. He's like, wait, I'm just trying to run. Leave me alone. Let's see if he makes it over here. Why is he running towards the Romans? Well, I don't know where he went. But he's gone now. He went inside the tower, and he's hiding in the tower, I suppose. And here we go. The Romans now going to charge down this opening, and they're putting pressure on my mercenary hoplites. The Romans are doing the best they can to get on this wall. Just look at this, man. It's a carpet of death. I really wish, like, the bodies actually, like, were a mass, if you know what I mean. Like, the soldiers would actually have to step on them and over them. I know that'd probably be pretty intense to program and stuff. Oh, 1v1. 1v1. We got a duel. Oh, he's breaking, though. Oh, well. At least he let him live. Go home, Romans. Oh, look at this guy. He's like, oh. I think he got sliced in the gut. I love stuff like this. Seeing the soldiers kind of, I know it's kind of dark, but seeing them like die slowly. Jesus, like what's wrong with me? But it's immersive, you know? It really shows the horror of war. Look at him. He's still struggling. It's like he's trying to get back up. This guy's over here dueling someone. Look at, oh. And as soon as he stabs him, this guy, oh, he's still alive. This poor guy. Dude, good night, sweet prince. Rest in peace, buddy. I think he's finally at peace. He's not in pain anymore. This guy is just standing over the guy he just killed. He's just like, yeah, I killed me a Roman. It's like, Jesus. So, yeah. War never changes. Why did I say rule? Rule number 1. War never changes. So a lot of Syrian archers in here. Once again doing the Syrian archer push. He's using mass troops to try to break through. And once again, he's using the exploit. I really wish people wouldn't do this. It kind of kills the immersion. But as soon as I saw that, I'm like, screw this. I'm charging into elephants. And I caused a bunch of friendly fire. Yeah. I caused a ton of friendly fire. I probably killed more of my ally than the enemy. Okay? So at this point, I'm trying to quickly get my elephants outside the gate. I don't care if they die. I just want them to charge out and to bring death upon the enemy. But they have a hard time getting through the gate. We have a catapult crew here, or artillery crew, and they cause my elephants to go berserk. So now my elephants are going berserk and killing teammates. So, you know, yes, I cheated accidentally by bringing too many skirmishing units, but these elephants probably killed more of my own team than the enemies. So does that kind of balance it out? Probably not, but yeah, Mr. Brunswick, who's leading Lusitania, was like, Apollo, never again. Get your elephants out of here. It's like, ah! Get them out! Finally, they recover, and I'm like, all right, elephants, you're done. You're done. You're going to the circus. No more war for you. Actually, elephants in the circus, it's really cruel. They shouldn't do that to elephants. I'm serious. Hey, speaking of elephants, the new Dumbo movie's coming out, which I think is pretty Dumbo. I really hate how they're making all these live-action movies of all the Disney classic movies. Man, we're really going on some weird topics here. But I think it's because the battle is starting to simmer down. I think it's quite clear what's going to happen here. I think we've pretty much secured the victory. Ooh, these Romans though, look at them pushing. I hate that mechanic so much. I mean, I guess it kind of works because they have a nice mass, you know, those big shields. They're all pushing together. But I'm quickly sending over some hoplites, mercenary hoplites. 146 of them. That does not look like 146. Where's the rest of them? What are you doing, hoplites? Stay with your unit. Look at them. They're like, oh wait, we forgot about the second half of the unit. Oh my god. Oh, they're up here. That's why. That's frustrating. Now the Romans are starting to mass break. I think they've realized that that victory is no longer an option, and their best chance is to run and fight another day. And there we go. We crush the Romans who are pushing through the gates. We're going to close in and capture and kill as many as possible so we don't have to fight them again another day. And you know those Romans, they just got massive armies. The general closing in, trying to rally his troops, like, don't you break, you cowards. We can still take the city. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I got my cab moving in as well. So this is really when it slows down here. And we kind of just go for the enemy forces. So yeah, there's really not much to see here. Just my overview of the battle. This is kind of cool. When I run through the horses. Be free, horses! Be free! Okay. But yeah. This battle, the ending might not seem close, but I think it was actually really close. Rome just didn't get any luck there. They were so close. I mean, look at the carnage. Look at the amount of death on these walls. They were so close to breaking through, but it just wasn't enough. Yeah, I think that was the biggest issue. I'm trying to think of like what they could have done better. I like this maneuver here when the Galatian player moved up his siege towers, but maybe if they were closer together, like all four forces, but at the same time, then all of our four forces would have been close together. So it's just a tough defense. It was a really tough struggle. And we actually do a rematch, kind of, sort of, where we attack. So I've got another 4v4 battle coming out soon. I don't know if it's going to come out tomorrow, but it will be out soon, where we attack as 4 armies. And attacking is just tough. It's definitely, I think attacking is harder than defending. In most cases, not all cases. But yeah, next battle will be an epic 4v4 again, but this time we're attacking. So yeah, that's going to be the situation. So yeah, we're just cleaning up these troops. This battle is pretty much over, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the end results. All right, guys, here we are with the end results. And yeah, Brunswick actually getting the most kills, 2,100 kills. It's a ton, also known as Dadswick. So who else did well here? T-Rex getting 18. I got the least amount of kills, the lowest amount of kills there. But again, Parthia's, their infantry, I mean, a couple of units stood out, like my general, a lot of my archers got a decent amount of kills. The hoplites did well. This sword unit did well, and so did this one. So, but yeah, here's all the results, guys, if you want to check it out. You can always pause it on some of the armies. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Again, tomorrow I will have another epic 4v4. And we're going to be attacking. So it's going to be interesting stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the battle. And I'll see you guys next time on the battlefield.